What's going on, everybody? Hope you all are doing well. Let me get on the screen here. What's up? Talking about college. Okay, talking about college today. When to go, when not to go. Why you want it, why you don't want it. What they will show you, what they won't show you, and why you don't want it for free. Trust me on that. I know there's a lot of people that, oh my God, free college would be awesome. No, it won't. Don't kid yourself. Okay, you don't want free college, and I'm going to share with you exactly why you don't want free college here in just a second. So just bear with me. Okay, I got to get this this live stream up on whatever other platform I'm doing this on. They got too many, man. They got too many of these platforms. Let's see. Bam. All right. Got Instagram, Grammarama on one side. I got my YouTube peeps, and let me get this light here in better shape. Hopefully you can see me better here now. Bam. All right, in front of me. And Facebook, I just shared the link on Facebook. So if they're on Facebook, they'll watch me via the YouTube link. MunozMission.com/, what is it? College. MunozMission.com/college. We're going to talk about all these different things. Why you want it, why you don't want it. Free, what they will teach you, what they won't teach you. By the way, if you have a question, leave it for me in the chat, either on the YouTube chat or the Instagrammers. You can leave it for me there. College. Let's talk about college, man. Let me see if I have an eraser here, too. Hang on a second. Let me get an eraser. All right, I'm back with you. We got an eraser now. And multiple markers. We're in business. Let's talk about college, okay? Do you want to go? Do you not want to go? Should you go? Should you not go? What will they teach you? What will they not teach you? Do you want it for free? Okay? So let's start with the first thing. College for free. What do you say? Yay or nay? Do you want it free or do you not want it free? The short answer, folks, on free college is that it's a bad idea. Now, why is it bad? Okay, to understand why free college is not good, you must first rewind and think about, why do you want to go to college? Why do you want to go to college? Now, let's break that down for a second. The reason you want to go to college, leave it in comments. I'm going to guess for you, okay? I'm going to guess the reason you want to go to college is to get a high-paying job, to make a comfortable living, to not worry about your finances, to not worry about money, because you're going to make enough money when you go to college and you make all this money, right? So the bottom line is that college is supposed to get me a better paying job, a more comfortable lifestyle, and a more peace of mind on your finances, right? Have you ever considered why college would pay more? Why it's going to afford you a more comfortable lifestyle, and why you're going to have financial peace? The question now becomes, I'm looking at different cameras, by the way, okay, if you see me multitasking. So the question now becomes, the reason college is going to give you a higher paying job is because really what college does is it gives you a skill set or a knowledge base to be able to solve a problem that is not easily solved by the masses. Let me say that again. College gives you a skill set or a knowledge base to solve a problem not easily solved by the masses. So let's think about that for a second. You want to go to college and you want to become an electrical engineer. You want to become a mechanical engineer. You want to become a doctor. You want to become a lawyer. You want to become whatever. Whatever it is. It requires you to go to school to get a specialized skill set that is not shared by the masses. Now, let's think about what is shared by the masses. Like let's say a job that is not so difficult, like cleaning floors. Let's say you are nothing wrong with this, by the way, but let's say you're a hotel maid. You make beds, you clean sinks, you clean the restroom, you clean the furniture, empty out the trash. What level of education does it take to do that? You're solving a problem, by the way. The problem is the room needs to be cleaned. And you are solving the problem, if you're a hotel maid, of cleaning the room. So they can turn the room and rent it again, right? The challenge is the problem you're solving is not, it doesn't require a skill set that is very, not shared by the masses. It's not very, how should I say, it doesn't require a fine-tuned education of 4 years or 6 years or 8 years. Really, anybody with limbs, not to discount them by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a lot simpler to go get a job as a hotel maid and clean than it would be, say, a heart surgeon. A hotel maid isn't going to perform heart surgery. Okay, so now, but why don't I want it for free then, Joe? But why don't I want it for free? The reason you don't want it for free is because of something called, okay, let me see if I have another marker here. The reason you don't want college Instagram for free is because of something called supply and demand. This is such a basic economic principle, a finance principle. I can go to Costco and buy water. 40 bottles that look just like this. 40 bottles of water just like this. You know how many 40 bottles of water like this cost me $4. You know why? Because 75% of the planet is water. It's cheap. The majority of the planet is water. There's a very high supply. It's a very high supply. What makes college-educated individuals higher paid is the fact that the supply of people that can solve that same problem is less. So, now that you know that, let's say everybody can go to college for free, just like high school. High school is free. What is the highest paying job you can get with only, not a technical or vocational school, I'm saying because technical vocational school requires investment, time, energy, money, finances, right? But free education, high school. What's the highest paying job you can get with free education, high school? Almost everybody has a high school diploma, a GED, it's all free. What's the highest paying job you can get with a high school diploma? Not very high, because otherwise people would never venture to even think about colleges, universities, vocational, technical colleges. They wouldn't even think about it. Go back to why you want to go to college. Why do I want to go to college? Get a higher paying job, financial peace, more comfort, because you are part of a lesser supply of people that can solve a problem not easily solved by the masses. If everybody can go to college for free, then you become a part of the masses all over again, just like anybody who has a high school diploma. Now, if you don't believe that, okay, if you don't believe that, what's going on, everybody up in the Instagram, okay, everybody on the YouTube, if you don't believe that, okay, let's take a look at this. Let's say you're a nurse or a doctor. You can go to nursing school, doctor school, you can get a master's, you can get a doctorate degree, you can get a 4-year degree, whatever. You can get these degrees for free. So here's these markers, man. They're running out of markers. See, I have a problem that needs to be solved, which is I need some new markers, man. Who can get me some markers? Okay, so let's say here's a guy or a gal that went to become an electrical engineer. Okay, and like this individual, there's a few others. Now you have this company over here that needs an engineer to solve whatever problem it is that they need to solve. They need to design a circuit, they need to design a schematic, a circuit board, whatever. They're going to look to these guys and say, hey man, guys and gals, here's the going rate or wage to solve this particular problem, and they're going to select from a smaller pool of people that invested time, energy, money, finances, resources to go and get the skill set needed to be hired by this employer in order to solve a more complex problem not easily solved by the masses. Their wage would inevitably go down if everybody could go to college and pay nothing. Because now this person isn't competing with these people. No, everybody can go now. So now you're going to be competing with all of these people, a ton of people. You have a ton of people now that they didn't have to pay anything. They didn't have to pay anything to go to college, so that was never a barrier to entry. Which, by the way, if you really want to go to college, there's ways to do it. Military, loan programs, whatever. You can get in if you have the question is your mindset. How bad do you really want it? So now, if this person has to compete with these people, guess what's going to happen to this guy or gal's wage? It's going to go down. Why? Because he says, no, I'll do it for $100,000. And the company says, really? Look how many people I have over here. And they're going to find somebody that will be willing to do it for less. They'll do it for 60. They'll do it for 60,000, which inevitably basically means your wages drop. The whole salaries will get compressed. If college is free, salaries will get compressed because supply and demand. There's a higher supply of people because everybody can go, because there's no longer any barrier to entry, and now a college degree becomes a high school diploma. Everybody has it, and as a result, it doesn't pay anything. You don't want college for free. You don't want to compress wages. You do, however, want to educate people on when to go to college, why they're going to college. And now I'm going to talk to you about, since hopefully you understand why you don't want it for free, because we don't want wage compression. And by the way, if you don't believe me, look at a place like Cuba that has done something similar to this. And they have some serious wage compression over there. Okay, so now, when do you go to college then? The time to go to college is when you figure out what problem you want to solve. Go to college when you figure out what specific problem are you going to solve that hopefully there is a small supply of people that can actually solve that problem so that your wage is fairly high and gets you high income, peace, financial peace, comfortable lifestyle. The three things we talked about, right? Okay, so what specific problem am I going to solve? So many people go to college not knowing the answer to this question. They don't know what problem they're going to solve. They just go for the college experience. So I'm just going to go because that's what you do. You finish high school and you go to college. They don't know what problem they're going to solve. Number one. Number two, they don't even know the market outlook. Okay, is there a market here? What does my return on investment look like? What is this program going to cost me? The program that will enlighten me to the degree to solve a specific problem is going to cost X amount of dollars. Whatever. Let's just say it's 80 grand. 80 grand. My entry-level position, the return on the investment for this particular problem that you're going to be solving is going to pay what? Let's say it's 40, could be 50, 60 with increases over the years. How long is it going to take for me to recoup? What kind of interest rate am I looking at on this $80,000? When do I go positive, cash flow positive? Because up until this point, if you could say this is level playing field, you go down under 80 grand in debt, how long before you chip away at this debt where you finally start to go back into a cash flow positive spot? People go to college without understanding the answers to these questions. So then what happens is they get 80 grand in debt to solve a problem that they don't even really know. They're just going to college for the experience because, well, that seems like the right thing to do after high school. Follow the herd, right? They don't know what problem they're going to solve. They haven't checked the market. They don't know what return they're going to get, and they don't know how long until they go cash flow positive. If you don't know how long before you go cash flow positive on your college investment, you should not be going to college. So that's the first thing. If you don't know what specific problem you're going to solve, you should not be going to college. If you don't know exactly the numbers financially as to what return this is going to look like, you should not be going to college. Now, to further validate that, let me give you an example. Let's say you have $80,000 cash. I'm going to put this into an example of investing. You have 80 grand cash, okay, sitting in the bank account, and I come to you and I say, hey, give me your $80,000 and I'm going to multiply it for you. You're probably going to say, yeah, man, that sounds good. How? Doing what? When do I get my money back? How much are you going to pay me every month? You're going to have all these questions. You're not just going to give away your $80,000. Apply that to college. More specifically, because you're giving away money that's not even yours. And then you're going to have to repay it with interest. You're going to have an $80,000 loan that you're going to pay back at, say, $500 a month times 12 months. That's a year, right? So at the end of this, you have paid $6,000 for the year. And you think, oh, my $80,000 is now down to $74,000. Until you realize interest has been accumulating and you actually still owe basically almost the same $80,000. You're shoveling dirt out of a pit that the dirt falls right back in. It's a terrible setup. And that's why there's such a problem in this country with debt, specifically student loan debt. Student loan debt is insanity. Student loan debt is at a level where people are unable to pay this because they went to college without answering these questions. I would never, ever, ever, ever advise anybody to go to a school, technical, trade, vocational, college, university, any school that requires you to pay. I would not invest there until I knew, am I sure that that's the problem that I want to solve? Is there a market? What's the return? How soon before I go cash flow positive? You got to answer those questions. If you don't have the answer to those questions, do not put your money there. So, what is college? So now you understand, hopefully, why you don't want college for free. Because wage compression will happen. It'll become a thing where the supply is abundant, and therefore it'll drop down your hourly wages, salaries, etc. because there's too many people that have it. And it's the same reason why a high school diploma really doesn't pay a whole lot. And you're looking for other avenues to secure financial peace, higher income, etc. for you and your family. So now, college will teach you. Let's talk about some things now, including what will college show you and what it won't show you. So you now know why you don't want it for free, hopefully. You now know when I would go, when you wouldn't go. The answer to when you wouldn't go is when you can't answer those questions that we have on the board, right? So now let's talk about what it will show you and what it won't. College will show you how to solve a specific problem that's not solved by the masses. Okay? You go to college and become an electrical engineer. How many electrical engineers are there? Probably a lot less than hotel maids. That gives you value. That's why it pays more. You become a nurse. Less nurses than whatever other high school diploma job may be out there. You become a lawyer, an engineer, somebody in the medical field, maybe even a pilot, like me, okay? Whatever you want to do. You go out, you do this, and you now solve a specific problem that's not solved by the masses, so you have a livable wage. That's what college will show you how to do. College will not show you how to manage your money. It won't show you how to multiply your money. It typically, depending upon your degree program, will not show you the basics of selling yourself. In other words, communication. Now, why is this so important? Because when you finish college to go and solve this specific problem that you just learned how to solve, you're going to have to interview, which basically means you're going to have to sell yourself. And by the way, this training program never showed you how to do that. So you'll lose the job to somebody who can sell themselves better than you. By the way, not only will you lose the job to somebody who can sell themselves better than you, you're going to lose your house to somebody who can sell themselves better as a buyer. You're going to lose the car to somebody who can sell themselves better to the bank, who can get a loan for the vehicle. You're not going to get the loan from the bank to purchase that property because your inability to sell yourself to the bank as to why you're qualified to purchase the property. Basically, if you can't sell in life, you are always battling an uphill battle at a very steep gradient. Life itself is an uphill battle, period. It's even more uphill, if that's a thing, it's even steeper if you can't sell yourself. College won't show you how to sell yourself, won't show you how to manage money, and won't show you how to multiply money. It will show you how to solve a specific problem. So what I'm saying is go to college to solve that problem. And then look for external sources, like what I do, for example, at Munoz Mission, on how to manage some money, how to multiply it, how to sell yourself, communicate effectively. They don't talk to you here about mental fortitude. Hey, I'm going to go through life, man. How do I make sure that I remove self-doubt, mental limitations, that kind of thing? They won't talk to you about that. Huge things that you're going to be dealing with all through life. All through life, you're going to be fighting a war, and it's basically against yourself. So how do you get over those barriers? You're not going to learn that there. Some other things. They're not going to talk to you about, they probably, depending on the classes, again, all of this depends on the class. But folks, you got to realize something. Where do you get your information from? If you go to the gym and you want to look fit, are you going to hire a personal trainer that's obese? Probably not. You're going to get a personal trainer that looks somewhat the way you want to look, right? So the point I'm making then is look where you're getting information from. I am not going to teach pilots how to fly if I'm not a pilot. Are you getting information on all these different things from somebody who hasn't attained, or at least is on the path of attaining, something similar to what you would want? In other words, does the instructor talking to you about money have any money? And I'll be the first one to tell you, if they ain't got no money, why are you listening to them? Financial advisor at a bank, they're going to tell you, financial advisor, get invested in stocks, bonds, mutual funds. They're giving you, and then all these, by the way, these, this is the thing that's really funny to me, money will make you happy. College professors will tell you, but they don't have any money. They shouldn't be talking to you about money if they don't have any money. So be careful where you're getting your information from, I guess is what I'm saying. So college will show you how to solve a specific problem. It's not going to show you how to manage money, how to multiply money. It's not going to show you how to sell yourself, how to stay strong from a mental fortitude side of the house, which are, of course, necessary to fight the battles that you're going to ultimately be fighting as you work your way through life. How to interview effectively, depending on the class that you take. They're not going to show you how to do that. Okay? And how do I basically get ahead? To leave something, not because you want to get ahead for yourself, but for your family. To not just be at the level of, I'm okay, I can survive. No, how do I thrive, man? How do I give to the church abundantly? How do I give to my kids and leave something for them abundantly for generations? I'm talking about legacy. They will not teach you in college legacy. How to leave one, how to generate enough wealth to leave one. They won't teach you how to start a business. Yeah, they will. There's entrepreneurial classes. If the instructor started a business that was successful, they probably wouldn't be in college teaching you. They'd be running their business. Think about these things, okay? I'm nothing against them, again. I'm just saying you got to be careful where you're getting information from. By the way, you do not need to go to college to start a business, okay? What college will do is show you how to solve a specific problem, and if you get if you get deep enough into this specific problem that you're solving, eventually you will see gaps in the industry of the problem you're solving, and you will move to fill the gaps. And when you move to fill the gaps, the sales process of selling yourself is going to come into play. So you can not only sell yourself to the investment group if you're taking on money, sell yourself to the bank to take on a loan, aka money, sell your product to the marketplace. All of this, she's heading out, is going to be relevant for you. Is that the camera? Ciao. I'll see you when I see you. When do I? Probably, what's tomorrow, Friday? Tomorrow I won't be here. Next.
Labor Day.
Yeah, okay, so Monday, nothing then. We're not coming. And then probably Tuesday. Yeah. Have a good weekend. Say, have a good weekend, Shady! All right, so look, rely on college to help you to make a sustainable living, and then look for other things for all of this. Because they're ultimately not going to show you these things there. And this is really what determines legacy, the ability to not just survive, but to thrive. And unfortunately, they don't show you that, and that's validated statistically by the fact that in the wealthiest country in the world, supposedly the US, wealthiest country in the world, we have 76+%, nearly 80% of the population living paycheck to paycheck. Paycheck to paycheck, folks. It's just crazy. It doesn't make any sense. It's insanity is what it is. They don't teach you concepts about production over consumption, margins, operating with thick margins. These are things that you're not going to learn in college. You will learn how to solve a problem to, at the very least, take your mind off of what's the next meal for today. Ooh, how do I buy a shirt or a microphone? Like, you can do your basic daily expenses. But for you to really get thriving, do not rely on college to thrive. Elon Musk says it himself. He's not looking for graduates to go work for him. He's looking for people that are capable. And you don't need a degree to do that. So hopefully you found value in that, okay? Why you don't want it for free, when I would go, when I wouldn't go, what it will do, what it won't do. If you want to learn how to manage your money, first make it, right? Make, manage, multiply it, communication, selling yourself, mental fortitude. Those are the segments I focus on. It's everything colleges don't. And I want to help you with that. MunozMission.com is the website. We'll see you inside. Thanks for tuning in.